this. There's been a lot of people who've claimed that they'll help me to turn in, but just simply don't. They see these things happening to me, but their own cowardice is what prevents them from turning it in. Everything else is just an excuse. All the rest of it is just an excuse. If you see something, say something. If you don't say something, you're a shitty person and you deserve everything that comes to you for being a shitty person. When you promise that you're going to help somebody and then all you do is take advantage of them for their finances, for their disability money, that's disability fraud. Someone calling themselves Princio type good morning. It's not a good morning, not even close. However, thank you for the happy sentiments. It's better than the folks who get on here and accuse me of doing shit I didn't do. One of the biggest issues is people's excuses. Now, you can tell when somebody actually cares because they're going to want to turn it in right away. When you need help, not when you want help, but when you need help. That's when you find out if you have any friends. Are your friends going to keep their word to help you, or are they going to keep on making promises because they want to eat you at a house and home? Now, how many people on my YouTube channel have actually helped me to turn in the crimes committed against me? That would be absolutely none. None of them. Not one person in the history of my YouTube channel, not even one of these people has ever made any attempt to actually turn in the crimes committed against me. Not even one. When it comes to the quantity of abuse that I'm going through, man, I can't even get anybody to take a look at the fucking papers that I gotta fucking follow the instructions of. They all want to argue. All of them. Every one of them wants to fucking argue. They don't want to look at evidence. They just want to argue and get free money for arguing. That's not help. Then there's the folks who want to throw it in my face that they had some sort of fucking tragedy. Don't bullshit me. Don't fucking lie to me. If you had that tragedy, you'd have come forward about it already. When I tell these people who didn't keep their word, hey, you know what? Here's the thing about you not helping me when you said that you would. That resulted in me being harmed repeatedly because you never came forward, even after promising that you would. Even after they've gotten paid, they still don't follow through. I'll give you a good example with Brian Wilgus. I basically just paid him to leave. That wasn't my intention. I intended on paying him to help. But the problem is he showed up so screwed up on drugs that he couldn't do anything useful. And meanwhile, I'm being sent to drug addicts by the law enforcement agencies and TFCC and CARE. So it's not like I'm being sent to anybody different than I'm being sent to on the streets. And these people always have selfishness as their excuse for not keeping their word. Now, I want to read to you some of the stuff that's in my paperwork because this is the paperwork that I have to follow to try to turn this crap in. We will go directly to page 3 of 4. It says, how can elder abuse be prevented? If you're a family member or a friend, that's right, it addresses a family member or a friend first. Try to see the person regularly. Frequent visits will help you determine if the person shows signs of abuse or neglect. I have to fucking beg people to care. And even if I pay them for their time, they're still going to spend their time doing exactly what they do when they're not getting paid. Not helping, that's for certain. Now, once I read these things, these are what a person is supposed to do. It starts off addressing a friend or family member first. It says, try to see the person regularly. Frequent visits will help you determine if the person shows sign of abuse or neglect. Nobody fucking gives a shit. Not one person fucking gives a shit. Not one. I have to beg them to pretend to give a shit. That's pathetic. It says, get to know the staff who are taking care of the person. Well, nobody gives a shit. None of these people who claim that they give a shit, out of every single one of those people who claim that they gave a shit, you see the things on that list? They didn't even fucking try them. What they wanted to do is read this and come up with 10,000 other ideas other than what we're supposed to do to turn in the abuse. It says, express any concerns you may have right away. Do these people express their concerns right away? No, they make excuses for literally years. It says, keep notes of the conversations. Holy shit, even if I hand them a fucking book and a pen and a pad to write on, they still won't do this. We've gotten to hear people say that they would, but then they just don't. It says, take pictures if there are any signs of abuse or poor health standards. Well, nobody gives a shit to do that. What they want to do is start a goddamn argument. That's why I have no friends or family members. I have acquaintances and relatives. Now down here it says the things that I'm supposed to do to help to prevent this abuse. It says remain active, avoid isolation, and cultivate a strong support network of family and friends. So we don't even need to worry about the rest of this bullshit. Without a friend or a family member, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. As long as I don't have a friend or family member who cares, it doesn't matter. These people get to do whatever they want over and over and over again. And what are you people on my YouTube channel going to do? The same thing the goddamn drug addicts do. You're going to watch for entertainment. It's fucking funny to you. You think it's hilarious to see disabled people fucking harmed again and again and again. You think it's fucking entertaining. You think it's fucking funny to see a disabled person fucking struggle. You think it's a great thing for you to take part in. It's fucking disgusting. Now I got these pieces of paper I'm supposed to go over with a friend or family member. Well, that's not going to happen. I have to rely on junkies. Meanwhile, the risk factor paperwork that I got to read. Yeah, that's right. They give you paperwork that tells you what the risk factors are. So then I got to read that to you guys. That's only page number 2. Oh, this is another copy of page 3. Where's my page 2 copy? Jesus Christ. But you never get to that part because people are constantly being too busy trying to start a stupid argument over something obviously stupid. I mean, what makes people think that I have time for their stupid arguments? Let's see, where the hell? And I do apologize because I do have multiple copies of this, but I've had to give quite a few copies away in the hopes that somebody will actually read it. Here's one from Chelsea Atkinson. This is somebody who never came forward either. You get to see that people wrote stuff down, but it Didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere because they didn't turn it in with me. This one's from January 25th, 2022. It says, to whom it may concern. It says, I've known Sean Schwartz since the summer of 2003. Sean has always been a very protective person, especially to those that are most vulnerable. I've known him to actively protect young people from assault and dangerous situations, escort youth to shelters or safe places, and bring blankets to people who would otherwise have no protection from the elements. Now, the thing is, it wasn't just young people. It was primarily old fucking alcoholics that I was walking to women's centers. As far as the escorting youth to the shelters, I didn't escort them to the shelters. I escorted them to Marlene, who worked with Stand Up for Kids. I also made phone calls to Stand Up for Kids to have them come down and help. As far as escorting youth to shelters, well, when you use youth the way that we do, yes, there were people who were over the age of 18 who were still young, who I did take to shelters and show them where they could sleep. So you got to pay attention to the word youth and how it's used in what vernacular. It says, and bring blankets to people who would otherwise have no protection from the elements. I've known him to actively discourage drug use in those around him, as well as to help them seek assistance in getting themselves clean from drug use and into safe situations. Sean was a very empathetic person with strong desires to help those around him and to see people treated with respect no matter their circumstances. Sean was very intelligent and eloquent in expressing himself and what he views as right versus wrong. Now, of course, how important is this piece of paper? There's definitely more to it. It says, over the years, I have watched as Sean has struggled with being wrongfully accused of crimes he did not commit. This has been proven by evidence in the courts, yet Sean continues to receive harassment and threats because of this tragic incident. Sean's ability to care for himself has been affected due to this mistreatment, and he has been unable to seek recourse for these injustices. I feel that Sean has legitimate concerns as to how he has been treated and is due the respect of listening and addressing these concerns. I believe Sean to be an exemplary human being that has been mistreated and misunderstood as he seeks justice for himself and others. Please do not hesitate to reach out and contact me with any further questions. With regards, Chelsea Atkinson. Why is it that Chelsea Atkinson never tried to turn this in with me? Why is it that I have dozens of hours of recordings with her on the phone, but none of those recordings are her helping me to turn this in? They're recordings of her making excuses why she can't even try. She says, oh, I don't understand. I made you that letter. Why didn't that letter help? Well, the letter didn't help because nobody turned it in with me. Nobody turned it in with me. Not one person. It's not that I didn't have the information. It's not that I didn't try to turn that information in. It's that Chelsea never tried to turn it in with me. Never. Not even once. The fact that it took until 2022 for her to even attempt that is fucking pathetic. It's disgusting. Not very friendly. I'm tired of the abuse. I'm tired of the harassment. And I'm tired of having to depend on goddamn junkies. I'm tired of these junkies talking shit about all the other junkies and pretending that they're the only junkie who's not gonna fucking rip you off. It's bullshit. They don't want to be called junkies, but they don't mind acting like a junkie. Now, when it comes to the instructions that I'm supposed to follow, it doesn't matter if I follow them or not, because the fact is, without a friend or family member, none of those instructions work. Now, how many of y'all watching my channel are actually going to make an effort to turn it in? None of you care. This is entertainment to you. You are literally never going to lift a finger to stop this abuse. When people want to tell me about their national pride, how wonderful America is, no, this place is disgusting. We've got a whole country run by pedophiles. What makes you think that any actual victim of abuse is going to be fucking heard? This stuff trickles down, not up. When you got a pedophile who's the sheriff, is he more likely to hire deputies that are pedophiles or people who are straight-laced? He's more likely to hire pedophiles because he's got something he can hold over their head in case he gets caught. And in case holding their job over their head doesn't work. None of these people try to understand. None of them try to put themselves in my shoes. They're too busy making excuses to make zero effort. They're too busy calling me friend and not doing what a friend would do. Would your friends make excuses to let people harm you for years? Would they go out of their way to do anything except follow the instructions to turn this in properly? See, the reason my predators have been able to get away with all of this isn't because I didn't try to turn them in. It's because not one of my friends, not even one of them, is a real friend. A real friend isn't going to let you be harmed. A real friend isn't going to make excuses not to make the effort. A real friend isn't going to promise to help you and then rip you off for everything you fucking got. That's not what a friend is going to do. Not that it matters. I don't have a person in real life who actually gives a shit. If these were good people, I wouldn't have to buy them shit to get help. I wouldn't have to buy them phones for them to tell the truth. You don't need a fucking phone to look at the evidence. You don't need a phone to tell the truth. That's for damn sure. You see somebody fucking assaulting me, you do not need a whole bunch of fucking phones and technical access and a bunch of other bullshit like that to tell the truth. If you're afraid to come forward, that's not my fault. If you're afraid to go to the police, but not afraid to be on my YouTube channel, well, don't bitch at me that you're on my YouTube channel. You could have gone to the police with me. When you choose not to, that's your choice. I didn't make that choice for you. Oh, let me find that goddamn piece of paper. I'm still looking for it. I do apologize that I have so much crap that I have to go through. Here's another pile of papers with witness statements and such. And again, this is all stuff that Somebody's got to actually take the time to look at it. I can't get an attorney unless a friend or family member gives a shit. I can't get an honest day in court unless a friend or family member gives a shit. I can't even make it to a fucking appointment without a friend or family member gives a shit, because I no longer have a vehicle. And the reason I no longer have a vehicle isn't because of the people who destroyed my vehicle. It's because of the supposed fucking cops. The fact is, you guys are cowards. If you weren't cowards, you'd do the right thing. If you weren't cowards, you wouldn't be on here trolling me. If you were decent people, you'd help to turn it in. And none of you are decent people. None of you. All right. I have been speaking up for over a goddamn decade. I've been showing evidence for over a decade. Not that it matters. What matters to you guys is being entertained by fucking with a disabled person, by making excuses. And then we got idiots like this Zhong Dong or whatever the fuck his name is, typing retarded shit. Why is it the stupid people always get on here and type retarded shit? Fucking Christ.